What's going on, NBA family? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, John. Very happy to be here. Today is Saturday, January 6th. And here with us today to discuss all this NBA Week 11 madness is a familiar face to the show, man. We've had him on before. My guy, Jason Gray, a.k.a. Hot Take Jay. How you doing, my dog?
Good, man. Happy to be in here. It was a long holiday, Christmas break, and just getting back into these hoops the day to day. We got some new developments. I'm eager to talk about it.
Yes, sir, man. We got a lot to get into, man. Jam-packed episode. Before we get into it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below, so, what videos y'all want to see, what kind of topics y'all want to see us get into, man. And like I said, man, make sure you hit that bell button so you can stay up to date with the best infotainment around the league, man. But let's stop wasting time. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. And the first thing that we always do on the show is we always start with the news and rumors around the league. So let's go ahead and start with that. As we know, All-Star Game is right around the corner. February 18th is when the All-Star Game is going to happen. And All-Star voting recently opened up. So in light of that, my brother, what I wanted to start the show off with is All-Star Game starting five, both East and West. Since you're the guest, I want to give you the floor. I want you to go ahead and run off whatever side, whatever team you want first. But talk to me. Who are your starters, my boy?
We'll do the West. I'm gonna let you do the East first. With the West, I'm gonna be a little controversial because it's kind of messy in the West. No, it's pretty messy over there, right? And I'm looking at it, and off top, praise to Steph and Braun because they're having outstanding years individually. But it's like, is there any discernible difference between their production last year and this year? You could nitpick at it. I don't think so. But the truth is what's around them is not looking right for both of them. And then you have other dudes in this starting five, positionless, whatever. And I just couldn't not, right? Like, for example, I wouldn't want to put Ant in there over Steph or Braun.
Okay.
But he's the best player on the best team, right? So it's like, and his stats are commensurate. So we going with Ant, even though, like I said, it's controversial, bro. It's controversial.
Very.
Can't be in the number one seed and not have a dude, in there.
That's
so
real.
Like,
that's real.
Ant, SGA, Luka, KD, Jokic.
So Ant, SGA, Luka, KD, Jokic. Okay.
Yeah.
So no Bron in there then. Okay.
No Bron, no Steph. But again, like they're like 10th and 11th in the West, dude. And KD, they're only 9th, but KD's holding it down with that bench mob they got in the starting lineup. And it's like, and he's been holding it down with Brad Beal, like stealing money. And so, just Luka's so heliocentric and just killing the stats, and SGA is trying to, aim for the top spot, the top guard spot in the league, and then Jokic just, grandfathered in. So
okay, I like that. Hard to go up against that. My West, who I got is Luka, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. It's got to be Luka in there. We're talking about a player who's second in scoring, third in assists, third in triple doubles. He's been carrying the Mavs. Kyrie's been out for the last 15-ish games, and he's been carrying them. They still sit in that 6th seed. So I gotta give that to Luka. You talk about how he's just so ball dominant, but it's like it's ball dominant that it works. It's amazing. He's one of my favorite players to watch. So gotta give that to Luka. And at the 2 spot, I like the Ant nod. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Ant nod, but I think it's just a little too early. So I'm gonna go with SGA. I'm gonna go SGA, man. I'm not gonna lie. Last season, I was a big SGA fan, and I was telling people like, "Yo, SGA over Curry, and people thought I was wild. People thought I was crazy. But this season, he's doing the same thing, putting up similar numbers, right? 31 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2.5 steals on 54% from the field. Career highs in points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. And mind you, he's leading the Oklahoma City Thunder to the 2nd seed. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if you watch every Oklahoma City Thunder game. Did nobody think this team was going to be at 30-ish games into the season was going to be sitting at the 2nd seed and dominating the way they've been winning? These haven't been easy wins. Talk to me. It don't look like
I wouldn't have said nobody in the sense that I would have my homeboy hit me up at the beginning of the year. He goes, hot take, hot take, hot take. I got Thunder in the top 4 in the West. And I'm like, I don't think that's a hot take. I'm not going to lie and tell you I would have penciled them in for second with a chance to finish first in the West. They're definitely exceeding the highest that I thought. But I would have, if I might have put them at 3 or 4 at the beginning of the season, just because I felt like, because I was seeing you with SGA, right? And then all these flowers are about to blossom at the same time. But
okay,
I'm with you. I ain't mad at you. Who else you got?
And then another point I got to give to SGA though, and one of my biggest nods as to why I got to give it to him is this league is a 3-pointers league, right? Everybody's shooting 10 to 15. SGA is attempting 3 threes per game. And he's averaging 31 points. You know what that means? He's constantly attacking. He's getting to the cup. I love watching SGA play. So for my backcourt, Luka at SGA. And then at that front court, I gotta go with Bron. And I ain't gonna lie, you made some great points as to maybe not having Bron in there, but still at 39 years old, he's still the most unstoppable player coming downhill. Like coming downhill, there's just not much anybody can do to stop him. Right now, he's averaging 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 40% from the 3-point line, 52% from the field, career low in turnovers. And right now, he's top 5 in triple doubles. Again, 39 years old. Again, 11 seed hurts. It really, really hurts. But we cannot put that on him. Like the blame. And I'm a Lakers fan. I could tell you right now that it's not on everyone else but LeBron, right? LeBron definitely has his faults, but it's been the role players that's let him down. It's been Darvin Ham that's let him down. I mean, the last 2 games, the Lakers got froze by a zone defense, a simple zone defense. They could not figure it out. And I blame that on what? Coaching personnel. You got to see last game, the Miami Heat killed us with a zone. So coming into the next game, we got to be ready for it. The Grizzlies, what do? They played us man all first, second, and third quarter. Fourth quarter, they zoned us up. We got outscored 31-18. So
question.
Talk to me,
bro. Because like I don't be watching the Lakers like that. So I'm gonna defer to you, but I have some pointed questions in around the biggest difference between last year to this year. Y'all go on a run. The free agency, the consensus was the free agency was a success. I thought it was, in the right direction too. But when you backtrack, everybody's putting this on Darvin, and I don't. Even if the coaching, affects a win or a loss, maybe 5%, 7% chance, odds, whatever you want to call it. I'm not like I think I know what it is from afar without like dissecting them, but tell me last year to this year what that is, because they went on a run after they got most of this roster.
They did. They absolutely did. And the difference is we had that third consistent scorer. This season, we don't have that third consistent scorer. Austin Reeves has just not been able to do that consistently, right? If you look at the last couple of games, the last 2 games, Austin Reeves had a good game. But if you look back to, I believe it was 3-4 games ago, when we played the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the game before that, LeBron and Anthony Davis were about the only 2 players that scored in double digits. D'Lo has, honestly disappeared on offense. Like I really don't understand where his offensive production went. But when you say like it's not on Darvin, it's not all on Darvin, but the leash that he gives players and the lineups that he runs just doesn't make sense. And I've talked about this on my Lakers page all the time. Everybody want to check out Lakers Corner on YouTube. Check that out, all type of Lakers content. But I say that Darvin Ham is creating inner team turmoil because he's giving some players longer leashes and some players shorter leashes, and for no reason. And I'll talk about this, right? Cam Reddish is out there because Darvin Ham is a defensive-minded coach, but Cam Reddish gives us almost nothing on defense. Jared Vanderbilt, he's out there because Darvin Ham is a defensive-minded coach, gives us almost nothing on defense. But D'Angelo Russell can give us some production on offense, but because he has defensive liabilities, Darvin Ham just pulls him so quick because of defensive liability. But it's like, we need to realize that we need another scorer out there. It can't just be 82-game season, 39-year-old LeBron James bringing the ball up court every single time. Come playoffs, that's the best way to go about it. But right now, what we need to do is preserve Bron. But right now, we don't have that point guard there. That's the biggest issue for me.
So okay, so when you said Cam and Jared Vanderbilt, you mean they hang their hat on defense, but they're offensive liabilities.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Their offense liability. Bro, the last 2 games they went for donuts.
Yeah.
Donuts.
So what the reason I throw a little bit of shade at Braun is because, and this is me being 41, like I know what this is about. It's like he has become a Jedi master at expending energy, right? Picking his spots, knowing exactly where to go. But as he gets older, those moments you cut from defense. His offensive production is evolving. It's looking different, but it's still as efficient and all the stuff you're talking about. You can tout the numbers, but the thing is what he's stealing from. He's stealing from the integrity of the defense too. And nobody's mad at him for doing it, bro. You're 38, 39. Ain't nobody. When I was 35, 36, I would call him out for dogging it on D, right? Like I would watch this from afar. Ain't nobody mad at that. But it's still whether you can give him a hard time about it or not, he's still cutting some corners on D. Who can give max effort, with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter of a Tuesday game, in December, January. He spent all that. He didn't have a problem spending all that turbo in the in-season tournament. None of it. He wants a team in Vegas. He wanted to be the first championship there. And all I was thinking about, and I didn't say it, I didn't have an outlet to just let it out, but I'm like, man, he's 38, 39. He's spending all this turbo on the in-season tournament. What is this going to look like right after? And it's more so the team. But again, I'm going to get off Braun. I'm not hating on him. He's having a great offensive year, and he's got to manage the entire season. So,
yeah, I'm right there with you. And then to finish out my starting 5 after Braun, it'd be Kevin Durant, just like how you said, and Jokic. I mean, for Kevin Durant, the man's well on his way to 50, 40, 90 club. And for those of you that don't know what that is out there, that's shooting 50% or better from the field, which right now he's at 52, 40% or better from the 3-point line, which right now he's at 47, and 90% or better from the free throw line. Right now he's at 88, but he'll get there. And then, like how you said, Jokic, consensus.
Yeah,
Nothing really to say there.
How you feel about leaving Steph out of there, though?
I'm gonna be honest, brother. He wasn't gonna go in front of Luka, and he wasn't gonna go in front of SGA, and he can't go in the front court position. So
yeah,
like,
see, it was tough choices, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough choices, and I'll say this, man. Like for my Warriors fans out there that think I'm hating, like this has nothing to do with no hate. It's just the fact of like Luka and SGA are just simply better options right now. Better team, better numbers, better production, like everything.
But that's what it is, in my opinion. It's like Steph can be just as dominant as SGA and Luka, but the thing is when the teammates, the roster construction, the coaching, and everything is selling him short a little bit, that's where Luka's shine and SGA's shine is really coming to the forefront. They plug some holes on both of those teams to accentuate those players. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Tough choices.
Absolutely. All right, my boy. Let's get to the East. You want to run off your East first?
You go ahead.
All right. At my 1, I got Tyrese Halliburton. I ain't gonna lie, man. One of the best assist to turnover ratios, carrying his team to the 5th seed right now. And if you watch the Pacers when he's on the court and he's off the court, it looks like 2 totally different teams. So you can see his impact: 25 points per game, 12.7 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 50% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line, career highs again in points, assists, rebounds, steals, block, field goal percentages. I love watching Tyrese Halliburton. So that's who I got at my 1. And at my 2, now here's where my controversial, I think it may be a little controversial, but I'm going to tell you why I got this player. I got the other Tyrese Maxey. And here's why I got Tyrese Maxey at my starting. Okay. He's putting up career high numbers across the board as well. Right now, he's putting 26 points per game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, up this threes made per game, up this field goal, free throw attempts and makes per game. But my biggest reason I'm going to put him here is because of this. We need to reward him for the jump that he's made and how well he's taken it. And here's what I mean by saying this. Coming into the season, what was going on with the 76ers? The James Harden saga. didn't know what was going to happen with James Harden. And I was watching this interview with Tyrese Maxey. He was on JJ Redick's podcast, and he was talking about how JJ Redick asked him a great question. He was like, "Well, like how do you prepare coming into the season with this whole James Harden thing?" And what he said is, he's like, "I'm ready for whatever. If I got to play off ball because James Harden comes back and plays, I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to spot up and play off ball. If I got to step up and play on ball and be that 1A, 1B type player, I'm ready to do that." And he has done that to just the great a beautiful extent. So to me, I'm more rewarding him, and the numbers are there. It's not like the numbers aren't there. The numbers are there. They're sitting, I believe the 76ers are sitting in the 3rd seed right now. Numbers are there. He's a 1B. This is his first time doing it. So we got to reward him. So I got Tyrese Maxey there. And then I'm not gonna lie, the front court, I don't even think that there's a doubt
Debate,
about it.
right?
Yeah, there's
We
not
could just run them off, right?
Yeah, Tatum,
Giannis, and
okay,
Embiid.
Embiid.
Right?
Okay, I don't even think there's a debate. I honestly didn't even put reasons for that, brother. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone too because I had it too. Tatum, Giannis, Embiid. So I didn't. My we're 100 on Halliburton. So that's 4/5. Mine came down. I went with Brunson, and the thing is it's Tyrese Maxey as a 1B versus Jalen Brunson as a 1A, right? And Donovan Mitchell was an honorable mention too because their stats are all pretty similar: 25, 26 a game, leading ball handler on their team. And you're right with all the stuff you said about Maxey, but he gets to eat off of Joel, where Brunson has to be the tip of the spear, even though Julius Randle is, a clear number 2. But Jalen Brunson, watching him, and New York has been damn near bad at basketball my whole life. The Knicks, I mean, and watching him, I am in amazement. Like when I look at his size and how he gets the buckets, bro, like I can't, like, I'm still dumbfounded. And there's a question for another topic, another day, is when people talk about Luka and he needs help and all this, I get grossed out because I'm like, I think Luka suppresses talent.
He does.
And I was like, why was Jalen Brunson not this on the Mavs? Conversation for another day, another whatever. But I am enamored by Jalen Brunson, and I had him at that other guard spot.
I'm not gonna lie, brother. You made a great point when you talk about how Maxey's more of a 1B, and like there's no way any team that's playing the 76ers is like, all right, let's focus all of our attention on Tyrese Maxey. It's going on to Embiid, so Maxey is getting some easier shots. And when you look at it, the numbers aren't far off. Like Jalen Brunson, he is that 1A, and he's still 25.8 points per game. We could round it up to 26. So similar to Tyrese Maxey. So not gonna lie, I'm gonna stand on business because I'm not gonna go to the other side. But you made a great point. You definitely made a great point. I didn't think about that yesterday when I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
great point, brother. All right. So we got similar front court. All right, so that's a fun all-star team, man. And for the family, that's watching from home, y'all let us know in the comment section down below who you got, who's your starting 5, East, West. But let's go ahead and jump into it, my brother. Let's get into the up or down report. Very fun segment that we like to do here. I have a statement for you, and you let me know if you are up or you are down on it. That's cool with you, my brother?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it. First statement that I have here is the Warriors right now are currently 17-18. Stephen Curry is trying. He's doing absolutely everything he can, but this team just is not the same anymore. The Draymond Green suspension, the Klay Thompson inconsistencies, the lack of a true good big. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is up or down? Are the Warriors officially finito?
I hate qualifiers. And if it's like yes or no, I'm gonna say yes, they are. The qualifying part that I just need to slide in is that they have the capital and the assets to make one move. Mm-hmm. And that their assets comprise of an expiring Chris Paul, 2 mediocre to shitty late first round picks. So if Steph has 3 optimal years left, then why do you have 3 draft picks? Get rid of them, cash them in, right? And then you have Wiggins at like $25 million, where another team could want him. Another team could buy. So, and now with Trayce Jackson-Davis, that makes Kevon Looney expendable, in my opinion. So if you add Kevon Looney, Wiggins, Looney makes like $9 million expiring or an option for next year that they could lock in. Wiggins and his $25 million, Chris Paul and his 30 expiring, and a pick or two. You can go get a guy. I don't know if Pascal's that guy. You can go get, like, whether it's a Jared Allen, a Daniel Gafford, a Vucevic. There's a list of guys that I think that don't need to be stars, that can run some pick and pop with Steph, that can give some length and a body to stand in front of Jokic. But are they going to do it? No. And does that mean that they're done? Most likely.
I like that. Now let me ask, I guess, a follow up to that is like, even if they do pull off that move, unless you bring in a Jokic or Embiid or like a game changing type player, is it even enough though? I feel like even if you bring in that good move of Vooch or Pascal, it's still not enough to compete. And I talk about this all the time in the NBA. And I know there's politics and some teams just don't really care about competing. They just want to make money and stay and keep their head above water. But to me, and I like to keep it strictly hoops, like it's either win or rebuild. Like you either are trying to win because you got a chance, or you're just going to rebuild and build for the future so you can win down the line. There's no middle ground to me. Like, no, and I feel like that team would just be a middle ground. What do you think about that?
No, I think that people can get caught up in names, and I definitely don't think Pascal's the guy because his lack of shooting. But what I'm talking about is the pecking order. Klay is washed on defense, but he is not washed on offense, transition offense, spot up shooting, movement. Like, he is not. Put him in the gym by himself. He's still shooting at the same percentages he was 3 years ago. The thing is the pecking order is off. And his shot selection has gotten a lot better. What I'm getting at here is one guy who can close out a defensive possession, can create some transition offense, and all of a sudden, Steph, Kuminga, Klay, even that white boy out there, however you say his name.
His name is
like
hard
they
to
can, they can all get off the second you close out some defensive possessions and create some transition offense, and the whole intensity of the game changes, in my opinion. So to answer your question, I think Vucevic running a pick and pop, he's an A+ rebounder, and him just being setting them dirty bogut screens and then picking and popping on the three is going to open it up. Steph then can go back inside and do some work, but it's the right trade. That's what I'm going to argue.
It's the right trade. I like that. Yeah, they definitely got to make the right trade. But to me, if I'm up or down on the Warriors being done, I'm up on it, man, because I mean, I think, Bob Myers, he saw the writing on the wall early.
That's why
he saw the writing.
Out of
there. He's like, yo, I'm out. And the crazy thing is, I was watching this like ESPN the other day, and Bob Myers was on there, and they were talking about the Warriors, and they were asking like, are they done? And it was crazy because like you could just see it in his face, like he had a little bit of a grin because he know more than what we know, man. He saw that the plane was crashing and he left early, and like you made some great points. Don't even got to get to it, but I just think that as of right now, and until they make that trade or until they make a move, like they're just relying so heavily on a 35-year-old Stephen Curry. I mean, look, when Curry scores 30 or more, they're 11-3. When he scores 30 or less, they're 5-12. So you're just solely relying on a 35-year-old point guard that I'm not saying he's washed. He's still Stephen Curry. Don't get me wrong, but
he's 6'3". What is he?
It's not enough to compete in this league.
Yeah, not when everybody's honing in on you, and then you have a lack of ball handling and secondary creation. Like it's just not there. And as currently constructed, barring a trade, they are done.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, my brother. We're both up on that. And then let's get to the next up or down right here. And I'm really excited to get into this one, and that is, my brother, are the Clippers for real legit title contenders?
No.
No, really?
No.
Talk to me.
I'm not buying that.
Talk to me.
They're hot right now. And they have all this I don't know if I want to say peak talent, but they all can still get it done in moments, talking about PG-13 and and Harden and Kawhi, but it doesn't feel right. We're talking about 16 wins in the postseason, and we're talking about so we're talking about Kawhi's health. We're talking about Harden like closing games, right? And maybe he can as a second and third guy, as far as the hierarchy, but he's still the leading ball handler. And then you're talking about their weakness is going to be Denver's strength. So when you add in the fact that they're not going to have a true answer for Jokic and they're going to have to keep the pace that they're keeping, like as far as scoring efficiency and not being able to stop Jokic, Kawhi being healthy all the way through the postseason, and Harden not folding like a tent when cheeks get tight. Like I just don't. That's three things I wouldn't put my money on, but I'm gonna leave that to you.
Okay, I like that. I like the
I need you to prove me wrong. It sounds like you're on the other side, so please.
I'm on the upside. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it took them some time to figure it out. In the beginning, it looked rough, but we got to understand, like they're playing with 4 Hall of Famers out there, like 4 no doubt about it, Hall of Famers. So it takes some time to figure it out, but they got it now since December 1st, and this could be to your point, maybe they're just hot, but since December 1st, and I think this is a little bit more than hot. They're 13-2. They're shooting 52% from the field. Sorry about that. And they're shooting 41% from the 3-point line. They've had signature wins against dominant teams like the Kings, the Celtics, OKC, Knicks, Mavs, Pacers. And I'll give you the point of Kawhi Leonard, being healthy postseason because, nobody knows the future except the Lord himself. But as of right now, Kawhi Leonard has played in 30 of 34 games. So he stayed healthy. So our biggest concern of that has at least for now been put to bed. PG, he's played in 30.
You said
30,
put to bed?
Is that not put to bed? Is that not healthy?
So the last 3 out of the last 5 years don't count?
No, but I'm just saying we got to only deal with reality and right now, right?
So you don't kind of, but I mean,
you're expecting an injury.
I'm expecting something to happen. I'm expecting something always does happen, and they're very mysterious. We don't even get the full extent of them. All I'm saying is I've seen so many things happen with these Clippers over the course of the last 4 to 5 years that I'm not just going to assume because they put 20 games together that what are we talking about? We got another 25, 30 games left in the regular season, and then we got 16 wins. And I'm not just going to assume that the last 3 out of 4 years didn't happen.
Okay, no, and that's fair. So we could punt that point, but here's where I think that they're contenders is because if healthy, so because I gotta throw that in. If healthy, they know the pecking order. They know this team goes through Kawhi Leonard. Like it's not a doubt anymore. James Harden had his whole I'm the system, and Russell Westbrook came in and had his whole situation. But now they know the pecking order. They know it goes Kawhi, PG, Harden, Westbrook's coming off the bench doing this thing. But the thing that I love is that they know the pecking order, but they don't rely too heavily on not one player. I mean, look, man, last year, whether people want to hear this or not, whether you like James Harden or not, this man was an all-star game snub. He was an all-star game snub. He's averaging 21 points per game, 10 rebounds on 44% from the field, 38% from the 3-point line. The man went off for 45 points in game 1 against the Celtics in the playoffs. And that's their third option. James Harden, we know he knows how to get people open. We know he's a great playmaker. So he's doing that now with a Kawhi Leonard, with a PG. And the thing is, they're not relying, right? So when James Harden has his his playoff disappearance, I feel like, maybe, it is the lights being bright, but people got to realize that this is the NBA. This is the highest level of basketball. The teams are game planning. Like they're game planning so to where they're putting you in positions that you can't be successful. And now you're not going to be game planning for a James Harden as a second option, as the first option. You're going to be game planning for a Kawhi and PG. So what are you like? You're going to allow Harden to, I'm not saying he's going to get open looks, but you're not going to focus as much your defense on Harden. And he can be sneaky, not only getting players involved, but going to get a bucket himself. Westbrook, not the same player. I'm not even trying to get closer to saying that he's the same player. But Jason, we both play basketball. We know that energy is contagious, dog. And when you have somebody out there that is scrapping and hustling and going after loose balls and going after rebounds, it's hard for you to sit on the court and not do that yourself. Like you just look crazy if it's not doing that. And I think that energy is contagious coming off the bench. 4 legit, I said 3 legit scoring options, and James Harden can be playmaker. Talk to me. Talk to me.
The last 20 games, you rattled off the list, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't hear any Jokic on that list. I didn't hear any Embiid or any Giannis.
Celtics, though.
Yeah, I did hear the Celtics, but more for them to go where they want to go, they are most likely gonna have to go through Denver. And Denver, short of Aaron Gordon's dog or a Jamal Murray injury, like, because Aaron Gordon is tough. Michael Porter Jr.'s got some serious length. But the thing is Denver is going to score at an efficiency level that I do not think the Clippers are going to ultimately be able to keep up with. And when the game starts to get intense and it starts slipping away, you're going to go back to this Harden in name, what he used to be, and, a third start. And it's going to buckle.
It's going to buckle.
That's my prediction. Okay. That's what I've seen in the past.
Okay.
And we're not even factoring in the 25-30% chance that either PG or Kawhi are just going to go down with the injury. Like, that's just too much.
If they do, again, it's not. I don't think it's the end of the world for them because they have that. They have at least
to win in the playoffs. One of them go down, it's over.
Okay.
One of them goes down, it's over.
In the sense of for this question for up or down, yeah, you're right. It would be down if one of them goes down. But the thing I just think to me is just like, man, I mean, James Harden just went for a 40-piece last year. Just last year. Do we think he lost? He led the league in assists last year. Do we think he just like forgot how to play? Like,
no. But again, everything that you're saying, I'm only questioning who is James Harden when they get to the Western Conference Finals or the second round and Denver's the other team. Then we're talking about Kawhi and James Harden, and are they healthy? And is James Harden ready to put a champ down?
So then, if that's the case, is there any team in the West that are contenders besides the Nuggets? Because if that's the case, then
no, you're right. And actually, Minnesota has the secret sauce with those 2 bigs. As much as I hate to give them any kind of credit or to sit here and make assumptions about their playoff success, at least they're matching with Jokic's size. And like, they took 2 games off of Denver last year, and nobody else took 2 games off of them. So I don't know.
Not gonna lie, brother. The point you made last time you were on the show about the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm on par with that. I'm on par with that, and I'm on par with that. I don't think that, like, you call me crazy, and I've said this the last couple of days on my Lakers channel. Maybe I got my purple and gold blinders on, but I would not be surprised if the Timberwolves, as number one seed, and let's say the Lakers end up sneaking as that 8th seed, and the Timberwolves drop that game. Because, dog, like you said it, on a random Tuesday in the regular season, you're gonna get players with this 2-man Twin Towers lineup. But playoffs like that we just cannot account for that.
Different animal.
Gobert has been played off the court quite literally
too many
every
times.
Single playoff appearance he has had. And do we think that that's not going to happen again? And then Cat slides over to the 5, and now you're playing a brand of basketball that you were not playing for the 82 game season. That's my biggest qualm with
all those dubs you got against half the league that ain't in the playoffs, ain't qualified, don't count. But I kind of feel that way about the Clippers too. Everything about their style of play is going to end up being small ball. Is Zubac going to get played off the court? And when that happens, the Clippers have to execute at an efficiency more than what Jokic blasting them through the middle is going to sustain. And it's
hard to believe.
I just don't see it. And the Clippers are killing the league right now. They are. I'm not even going to argue that. Second round. I'm only answering second round and Western Conference Finals.
Okay,
That's
I want to stay on. I want to stay on the lines of contenders because that
uh-huh.
was a real interesting little back and forth. But what about the Oklahoma City Thunder? Are they legit title contenders?
They can be. Um, I kind of put them in the same category. The same things that I said about the Warriors needing to right the ship
Mhm.
is the same thing I would think about the Thunder because Chet and their team, they're so talented, but they don't and maybe they could have some of that experience. SGA's took his lumps in the playoffs, and a lot of those players have it. But J Will or J Dub, I should say, and Chet, they haven't been in that crucible yet. And I'll put it to you like this: they go up against Minnesota or Denver, and Chet. I don't want to say injury because maybe that was just a one-off,
Mhm.
but 2 or 3 fouls in the first quarter, game over
Game over.
against Denver or Minnesota.
He's getting
He
8.
gets in foul trouble, game's over. And it can't be that. It can't be he gets in foul trouble and the game's over. So to my point, a Jared Allen, a Daniel Gafford, um, they need a big body. They need somebody they need an OG, I think, in the room.
Okay.
So that's my take.
So this is more of like a two prong question.
Matchup.
So let me give my up or down if they're legit title contenders, and I'm down. I don't think they're legit title contenders because in this league it takes scar tissue to win. Like it takes scar
Mhm.
tissue to win, and we've seen this time and time again. And like how you said, like they just simply do not have that scar tissue with Josh Giddey. I get
Mhm.
yeah, Dort does from that 2020, but J Dub, Chet, like
Yeah.
they don't have that. So I won't put them as legit title contenders, but they are freaking really good team, dog. They're top 5 in defensive and
Mhm.
offensive efficiency. The only other two teams that are doing that in the NBA are two teams that I think are title contenders in the 76ers and the Celtics. So that'll be my thing. But let me get to the second prong part of that question because you were kind of starting to get into it. But up or down, do you think the Thunder will make a move this season, or are they just gonna sit on it?
You're asking me what do I think Sam Presti would do and based off of his track
Yeah,
record.
yeah, and you could give me your opinion
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think that they will do anything, which is why I think they will ultimately fail. But I do think fail specifically in the second or third round. I don't think SGA is going to get. He's accustomed to a style of play, and just like James Harden, when you start counting on a whistle, when you get away with things in the regular season that that they change it up when the tempo changes and they get a little bit more tight with that whistle. Um, so that dynamic will change, and and they don't need to sell the farm to get a big guy. It's not going to cost the house to get Jared Allen or somebody else who um who can give them what they need. They need another layer behind Chet or somebody who can even play with Chet because he can spread the floor and he's pretty versatile, play an awesome weak side defender. They just need somebody else. And I don't think Jay Will, the other one, is tested enough either. So I don't think they will make the trade, but because I just don't think that's Presti's speed right now.
Okay.
But they should.
Yes, they absolutely should, and I am agreeing with you right there. I don't think they will because I think that a lot of the times in this league, like you don't want to make a move too early and then mess something up. That something good that you got going. They're young; they're just gonna let them gel out. But I agree. I think they should because and this is more in the sense of like the type of like player and the type of man that I am, and like I'm trying to win. I'm trying to go all in. And
Mhm.
when you have yes, SGA is young, but like you just don't play with the NBA. The NBA is just the
Yeah,
highest
yeah.
like levels of basketball. So if you got
I
something
mean,
good going, come on, let's keep it going. Let's not just assume it's gonna keep going because he's young, aka that young OKC team with Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. They kept saying, "Oh, they got time. Oh, they got
mhm.
time. Oh, they got time." And what happened? Never ended up winning a championship. So I'll say that. I love the knot that you brought up about SGA and the whistle because that's really true. Where SGA definitely relies on that whistle a lot. He's really good at getting to the cup, and the whistle does change. So I really like that knot. Um, which and that it makes me say even more that they should go get another player. And I think a vet would be solid, just a good vet, like how you mentioned, a good OG in the room would be great. But I also think that just getting some more players off the bench that can produce come playoffs, because right now they got a good starting lineup. Like I'll give them credit: SGA, Josh Giddey, Dort, J Dub, and then and Chet. I'll give them that. But as we know best, we've been watching basketball for a long time. In the playoffs, what helps you is the deepness of your team. Is what are your role players going to bring you? Yes, lineups. Yes, rotations do shrink, but in those rotations that shrink, those bench players, like, they need to give you big production and big minutes. You cannot be running a 5-man rotation come playoffs for the whole 48 minutes of the game. And as of right now, no disrespect to Casey Wallace, because I really liked him. Actually, when we were in Vegas, I got a chance to check him out. Really good player, but he's just too young. Not gonna be a consistent scoring option off the bench come playoffs. Isaiah Joe, same thing. Aaron Wiggins, same thing. Kenrich Williams, same thing. So to me, it's more on the lines of they just need to get a deeper bench or just get a vet in there, because you got to maximize their window, man. SGA is playing ridiculous.
He is. I don't want to assume because they're young that they can't man up in the playoffs. Like, I'm just not going to. You don't know what you don't know, but I think there is some credence to getting a proven vet, somebody, whether it's a bucket getter or whether it's somebody else to complement the rest of your team. In my opinion, you could kill two birds with one stone. I'm an advocate of moving Giddey. I've never really been a fan. He's been knocking down the three the last couple of weeks and actually shooting respectable, but there's shot quality out there, and he's just getting wide open looks because people are leaving him wide ass open. And it's just and I think if you were going to look for that quality big, like for me, like I'd be looking to move Giddey for somebody like Mitchell Robinson or something. Obviously, he's hurt this year, but like you can avoid having to pay Giddey, save that money for J-Dub, but then reinforce what it is. When it's time to lock that paint down, you put him and Chet out there. That's a wrap. We're shutting that down. I just think that there's a subtle move Presti can make for the here and now and for the next couple years. But
okay, that's real. So all right, so let's go ahead and get to our last segment of the show here, and that is the winners and losers of the week. And since you are the guest, I do want to give you the floor. Go ahead and run off either winner or loser, however you feeling.
Losers, I guess I'll just start out with the Warriors. It's pretty nasty out there right now. I think that they are hamstrung. Like, I think that they just don't even know what they want to do right now in those conversations behind the room. Like, what do we do? And should we trade Draymond? Should we trade Wiggins? Should we trade Looney? Should we trade CP3? Clay's, trying to figure out his contract status. And Kerr, I don't know if he's half in or half out. They look lost and disjointed. They almost lost to the Pistons last night, and then they're celebrating a win. Like, this is what it's come to. You guys are celebrating a win against the Pistons like this. This is a little too energetic at home right now. And I gotta leave with them as the losers.
Okay, I like that. I actually went with someone else that's in the Warriors organization. That's just Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is the loser to me, man. I mean, in the loss when they blew the 18-point lead against the Nuggets, he didn't play Jonathan Kuminga the last 18 minutes.
What is that about?
And the crazy thing is, dog, like, he always ruins young guys. And I think I told you this before too. Like, I was a believer in James Wiseman. Yes, he didn't match the timeline, but Steve Kerr also didn't give him a chance. Like, the second he'd made a mistake, boom, pull, and the world's shortest leash. Some people may not agree with me on that, but I just think that right now Steve Kerr is losing the current team, and by making Kuminga frustrated, he's losing the future team as well too. So he's the loser to me for this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I second that. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't have any confidence that it's going to get right. Like, it's almost like the same. People question, like, what is Greg Popovich doing the last couple of years, and it's just like there's an ego thing when you do it. you're so successful, you're on top forever, and now stuff ain't going your way, and you just no, this is how we do it here in Golden State. You got to earn your minutes. It's like, nah, man, no.
Come on, man. And who's your winner?
My winner, I gotta probably go with Indy. They had a little lull right after the in-season tournament, but I think they're winning like 4 or 5, maybe 6 in a row now. And Halliburton just looks like a flat out. He looks like the next man up, like for real. Yeah. Man. And I'm gonna actually my take on them. I wouldn't say it's a hot take. They don't need a star. They don't. They need, like, if I was going to look at what they need to do, if I was them, like, you want to try to win now, right? You don't want to assume nothing. You want to try to win now, but you ain't trying to mortgage no future, mortgage the picks. Halliburton is a force multiplier. Go try to get a Brandon Ingram, or realistically, go get a Kyle Kuzma for half the cost.
That sounds amazing.
Right? Kyle Kuzma costs you what, 20 a year? But he gets multiplied by Halliburton. He can play some solid defense. You want to leave some room for the rookie to grow, Walker. Mm-hmm. Like you don't need to throw out $30 million for Pascal Siakam. What? Yeah. What are we doing? He don't even shoot threes. He's like less than 20% this year. How does Halliburton multiply that? You know what I'm saying? All he's going to do is mess up the flow for $35 million. Hard pass. But anyway, I think the Pacers' future's bright. They just got to make the right move, and sometimes the right move is no move.
That's absolutely true, my brother. Great knot. And to me, the winners of the week for me, I talked about them earlier. They got to be the Clippers, man. I'm talking about the Clippers a little bit too much as a Lakers fan. I ain't gonna lie, man, but got to be the Clippers. They right now are on a 5-game winning streak, and all these wins have been true dominant fashion form wins and signature wins. So to me, I got to give it to them, man. They've been stringing it together. A lot. My Lakers fans gonna be like, man, what you doing, John? Talking about the Clippers all this much, man. So that's,
and I'm gonna let you know too. We're gonna get a couple weeks down or a couple months down the way, and you're gonna start to see the cracks that I was trying to touch on. Or hey, I'm coming for you. We got the receipts on tape.
That's real, man. We got the receipts on tape, man. Absolutely. And for the family out there, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, man. Me and my guy Jay, and I want to give a quick shout out to Jay, man. You know, Jay came in, you know what I'm saying, saved the day. I ain't gonna lie, I don't need to necessarily say how or why, but Jay came in and saved the day. So my brother, I want to appreciate you for making another appearance, and this will not be the last time that y'all see my boy Jay on the show here, but do want to give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say before we skedaddle out of here?
No, man, I'm good. I'm just looking forward to coming out here and just talking hoops, man. I really appreciate the opportunity. And anybody want to shoot slugs at me on Twitter, that's my handle on there. And like I can talk hoops all day. I love people to come at my neck, and so we can argue. And you know, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, I had no problem owning it. So,
man, this right here, family. This right here. This is a man with a lot of knowledge on ball, a lot of knowledge on life, man. And Jay, just want to let you know we appreciate you, man, and definitely have you back on. And for the family, make sure y'all go follow Jay. I'm gonna drop. I mean, y'all see the Twitter handle right there, Hot Take J 408. But I'm gonna drop it in the description down below. Make sure you check my boy out and like, comment, subscribe. And for now, we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.